And welcome back to episode 180 of Sold with Updike Pugh. And I'm Weston Pugh. I don't know if we did that right this time or not, but anyway, Jeff is actually feeling a little flat today, as you can see, but we're still gonna take and show you what we did. So this week, Jeff and I decided that let's see, how am I gonna phrase this? We took and made a trellis, and we decided to show you how we did it. So the trellis was made at our house, or my house, and it is an amazing trellis. I had been thinking about what I wanted to do on the western side of my house because I felt like it needed to have a green wall to catch some of that sun, just because it really just bakes, and there is nothing that prevents, there's no tree, there's nothing that stops the sun from just beating in on that side of the house. So I started thinking last year, what do we need to do? So I went and found some really great, large, raised flower beds. And so I put those in place last year and then began kicking around the idea of what I needed to do to make a trellis. So my trellis space was really big. It's almost 10 feet tall and almost 8 feet wide. So it's a really big trellis, and there's two of them. So what we're gonna do is just show you actually the elements that you need in order to do this. And when we get done, I'm gonna show you the time-lapse video of us doing it. So the first thing we did was I researched and found the hardware that I wanted to use that would actually form everything for us. And so we're gonna show you the link so you can see the hardware itself. And this hardware was great because it was not only the bottom portion, but it also was the top portion that connected, and then also the pieces that went to the wall. Do we have that link? Gotcha. So this right here, Jeff was actually able to find them on other places as well. He's doing another pergola, but this is a great one because the welds are very strong, thick metal. It came with all the bolts that we needed. And as you look at the other little pictures that you have, you can kind of see what it looks like. We only took and bolted it to the wall. There are also versions of this that are available in a 6x6 versus the 4x4. One of the things to take into consideration is that jump to a 6x6 really does change the price point of the wood hardware that you need. Something you need to keep in mind, a 6x6 is a really great structure. If you're looking for an architectural element, that is amazing. And so what we'll do now is, it was easy to grab 4x4s. We actually went to Home Depot and picked up let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these, and we got them all in 10s. And then we cut what we didn't need, and it worked out perfectly. The only thing that you need to cut this is with a skill saw, a circular saw, and just turn it over once. Now, what we did is I wanted to actually have the trellis portion to disappear. They are metal panels, and what we did was we actually cut trenches in these. These are the metal panels that you can use. These are really great metal panels available at Tractor and Supply Company. There's also some others that are available at Home Depot. Some of the elements on these are graduated at the bottom because they're made for livestock, but you can see that you also can get them in almost perfect squares. If you look to the far right, the Max 5020 or 5010, that's a 4666. One of the things about these are welded. If you need to trim, you will need a higher gauge wire cutter, or you will need a saw that can cut through the metal. We did able to cut ours with hands, which was really easy, and made it fit perfectly. So what was the next slide that here we go. So when we actually cut the trench in the portion of the 4x4s in order to hide and attach those panels, we just did it by using a table saw, making one cut, and then moving it 1/8 of an inch to the left, and then 1/8 of an inch to the right. But we found out that there are these saws that are called a dado saw blade kit, and this will actually allow you to put spacers in between two different blades that allow you to create the width so that you can actually trench it, and it makes it so much easier. Ours wasn't super hard, but I thought this was a really excellent idea, and just wanted to show it to everybody. And then let's just take a look at the video. It's a 30-second time-lapse video of Jeff and I making it over 2 days. And as you can see here, this is that wall. Those are the gray flower beds that we have raised. And we've pulled out the little skill saw, and here we go, cutting and forming everything up on the floor. Now, what was interesting is that the first day, the first panel took us 4 hours because there's a lot of thinking and discussing and measuring and double measuring. I will say that we did not screw up once. We made all the right cuts, which is unheard of. And as you can see here, this is actually going to attach to the wall. Now this dead space was the time when we actually had to run to Home Depot real fast. One of the things that we learned on day one was that drilling through the brick and through the stone was extremely difficult. Day two, we rented a hammer drill, which made an hour's worth of drilling turn into 5 minutes. I highly recommend getting that from Home Depot. It is super easy to rent. Do not buy it. It was $30 to rent for an hour. Here we are on day two, and you're gonna see we're gonna finish attaching with zip ties the panels there. And then here we go. This is us making the second one on the second day. It took us 1.5 hours. It was amazing how much easier it was. And here we go with the hammer drill. It was almost like slicing bread. I did not even know that that machine actually existed. And here we go, we're just about done finished, and we're done. Now I also have pictures of it finished and also with the plants that are beginning to grow up that. You can also see that we painted the house. We've got different plants growing. I've got some squashes that are gonna be growing up it. Those right there are purple hyacinth beans that are gonna bloom and supposedly be amazing. It did get stained today, a dark pecan, and so it completely blends in and is amazing. This is an element that I have to say I am thrilled with the way that it turned out. Jeff was really patient, and I think overall I would give this 2 thumbs up, 10 for 10, whatever the highest rating is. It turned out amazing. So anyway, I hope that you found that inspiring and interesting. If you decide to do something like that, have questions, I'd love to hear from you. I'm not sure I can help, but I still would love to hear from you. Anyway, we're going to be live again next Wednesday at noon on Facebook and on YouTube. We hope you tune in, and we'll see you then. And just remember, we want to be realtors for life.